Hey guys, welcome back to Detroit Garage. My neighbor asked me if I'd have a look and see if I can get his pressure washer running. So he called me over and we pulled the cord a few times and no, it's not gonna start. So I asked him a few questions like, when's the last time you started it? And he said it hasn't run for 5 years. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I think we know what's wrong with it. He had ethanol, low grade gasoline in it. And if you have a little sniff on the intake, it smells pretty nasty. So I suspect, without doing any diagnostics, that it's simply gummed up fuel in the carburetor. Another telltale sign was the choke is really stiff. And not only that, the throttle linkage and everything else is kind of stiff. From the looks of it, the unit's looks like brand new. Never been run really, compared to mine that's been used quite a bit since I bought it. This is only 2 years old, I think. But anyway, let's have a dig in here and see what's wrong with it. I'm not at the shop, so I'm just going to improvise on the tool sets. Use my spare tools and pull this carb off and see what kind of nastiness is in it. Have a sniff on this, shall we? Oh yeah, the goodness of stale, rotten fuel. I really like that smell. All the old motorbikes I get smell like that have been sitting for a decade or two. So bear with me, we'll drag this off and see what nastiness awaits. So before we get ahead of ourselves here, I just pulled the spark plug out. I'm almost 100% certain this is the issue, but let's do a little bit of diagnostics, shall we, before we dive into something that may be unrelated. So you guys yell if you see a spark. Oh, that's not a very good view now, is it, huh? Oh, I see a spark. Yeah. Okay. So, and that smells nasty too. So the plug smells nasty as well. So we're gonna call it fuel contamination. Okay, I really should get some more tools in my my kit. Oh, it just smells awesome. Look at that nice fluid coming out of there. Isn't that goodness? There we go. So, not too bad, to be honest. Everything's all kind of gummed up here. Yeah, the needle's all plug solid. So I was thinking of taking this out to the shop, but I've changed my mind. Decided to do it at home. So I got the float needle all done, and it now works. So we'll test it. That works. And then the main jet was plugged solid, so I used a sewing kit and a needle and just worked all the debris out of the jet, and there it is there, all nice, kind of cleaned up, and you can see the light through it. And there's the leftover debris from the inside of the jet. So we'll put the jet back in and put it back together, put it on the pressure washer, and it's ready to go for a test. Hey guys, well, I took pity on the pressure washer and dragged it out to the shop. It's a holiday today, so I didn't want to make a bunch of noise in the in the garage and whatnot. So just draining the stale gas out of it. It turns out, you know, if you're going to store your, you know, small engines and whatnot for, you know, more than a year, I suggest either draining the fuel out of it or using a premium fuel without ethanol in it. So what stopped this one is sat, I think he said 5 or 6 years without running it, and he didn't drain the fuel out of it. So we're just draining the fuel out of it now, and that's what's left. Nice smelly goodness. And you know, to be honest, it's not all that bad. It's not too bad, but it did plug the main jet, and the needle and seat. So we've freed all that up. I'll go out and get the carb and show you that. But yeah, it's a brand new unit, you know, 6 years old, but it's never been used. And that's what happens, you know. Basically, I guess the unit just sat for 5 or 6 years, and that was it. So we'll give it some loving. Check the oil. And give it a run up and test it. All right, well, everything's cleaned up and ready to go back together. So with any luck, this should run really nice. Oops. There. Look at that. It's like brand new. I think he said he used it once. Something like that. So, that's that. So we'll wipe it down, make it look pretty, and then go out and test it. All right, the moment of truth. Choke full on. Yeah, so it won't run without the choke on, which is a no-go item. So we'll pull that back off and see what's wrong. All right, I think I found the problem. So, although I've cleaned this jet out, right here with, well, last night I did it at home with a sewing needle, but now I'm using a oxyacetylene tip cleaner, and that is clean. So I can see light through that. But when I put a bit of air on the jet, all of the air goes up here and bypassed out this little vent here. It's like a, so the actual tube that runs up into the venturi is most likely plugged. So we're going to clean that out. Okay, I pulled the rest of the jet out just to make sure it's all nice and clean. And that's not any of our issues, so just to make sure. So we'll clean up all the little orifices on this. Well guys, got the choke working properly now. I ran it up again. The battery went dead on my GoPro, but I ran it up again at the shop for some time, and that plugged circuit that was running really lean with the choke off is now fixed. So just a bit of run time and some clean fuel has fixed the issue. So very happy with that. Otherwise, I was probably going to buy another carb for him, a used carb, and replace this one. So we'll show you the unit in action. Well, it runs perfect now, guys. Very happy with that. So again, if you're going to store something, either put a stabilizer in the fuel or drain the tank or use a non-ethanol premium fuel, and this issue won't happen. But anyway, she runs perfect. So very happy. Neighbors very happy. So happy times. Again, thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.